Hello, good evening, everyone. Good evening and happy Sabbath to you all. We are very excited to come to you once more on this wonderful Sabbath. Bon sabbat tout le monde. Good evening. My name is Pastor Lexius Brenny, and I'm very delighted to be with you all. This is Preach the Word Ministries Real Talk podcast. As always, we want to bring a word from the Lord. So this evening, we're going to look into when Black people look out for each other. When Black people look out for each other. So if this is your first time joining this our channel. I know it's been a pause. We are just coming back with Real Talk podcast. If this is your first time, we have a way where you can register to our channel. One of the ways you can register, you can scan this barcode here we have on the screen, and you're going to be able to register to our YouTube channel so you will not miss anything. Okay, so when black people, because this is Black History Month, right? When black people support, when black people look out for each other, this is very, very crucial, right? Well, I'm saying this is crucial because if we don't look out for each other, who's gonna look out for us, right? If Haitians, si Haitien yon pa supporter lot, si yon pa veye pou lot, who's going to do it? Well, maybe strangers can do it, but it's not the same. It's not the same. When it's your own, when you get supported by your very own people, I think it's very important as we celebrate, as we are having a fresh look, as we are celebrating this Black History Month. I think it's important. It's very important to realize how important it is to support one another. It is extremely important. So this evening, I want to address a few things, right? I want to address a few things. First, the first thing I want to address how black men support or not supporting the black sisters. Okay? How black men support or not supporting the black sisters. Black men supposed to be supporting first and foremost your black sisters. Okay? I'm gonna go straight forward. And the relationships and the marital relationships, right? Black men in relationship with black women, we have to show support. And it's vice versa. It is black women in relationship, we have to support the black men. Okay, let me bring it home a little bit, right? I know some of y'all, some of the black women. I know some of the black women, we don't support the brothers. We just want the brothers to provide, but we don't support them. We have to support them. We have to empower them. Okay? You have to support your partner. You have to support your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You have to support each other. You don't wanna as a black person, well, when black men fail, it affects black women. Okay? When black men fail, it is a failure to the black community. It affects black women. So when black women fail, it affects black men, right? Then, so we have to support each other, right? So another thing that's very important as black people, as black men and women, we need to be watch out for how the people are using the culture to get you, to trip you up. Okay, culture can trip you up, right? Let's say you're a black man, you're living in the hood. You're a black man, or life is hard, right? You're a black man, your socioeconomic status is being defined by a state or a country or the government, right? So the culture will put you in certain position, right? But if we come together, we support each other, we can do better. We can come out of the grip of misery. We can come out of the grip of the poverty that they set, the poverty trap that's been set up for us. But we have to support each other. Well, another one thing that's been very uh, that's been very detrimental to a black community is the survival of the fittest, right? So if as black people we trying to trample, we trying to walk on other black people to survive, it's not going to profit the black community. This is a Black History Month. We need to reflect back on what can make us powerful. One of the things that can make us powerful when we support each other, and I mean when we support each other in every situation. When we support, sometimes we don't have to. It's better not to have to bash. Well, sometimes even preachers on pulpit, they bash more than they actually support. Well, I've seen this so many times. So many times we don't support, we bash more than we support. And as a people, as black people, men and women, we have to learn to support each other. Okay? And there are many ways we can support each other, right? So, if we take the time to realize what is special about us as a people, then it would be easier to support the next person than to criticize or to bash the other person. So what am I saying this evening, right? If we stop criticizing, we can critique a black person's behavior, but when we just bashing and just talking about what they're not doing right, that's not going to get us anywhere. We all make mistakes, right? I think as people with power, the pastors, the leaders, the people in government, people in any kind of power, if we just use the power that we have to give somebody a hand, to meet people where they are, and to just meet each other as black people where we are at, instead of just stating the statistics, instead of just read out loud the statistics, I think we're going to support each other much better. The struggle that we are in today as black people, the government is not gonna get us out of it. Do you know how many years, how many decades we've been in these struggles, and it's the same repetition? So honestly, for those of you listening, do you truly believe that a government or a president, a powerful human being, is going to get us out of the struggle that we are in? We've been in this struggle for so long. I think, and I'm going to, this is what I have to offer this evening, right? I think we can do much better when we support each other than when we expect somebody to do something for us. When I was in school, I met some friends, right? I met some friends, good friends, right? And we've been cool. It doesn't mean that we didn't have any problem. When we have problem, we just talk it out. We talk about it and then we just move on. We keep it moving on. So we always be cool. We always support each other. Even when people try to discredit, try to put us down, try to make us try to criticize, or they can't do it because we are supporting each other. It's almost like the support that we receive from each other. We always together, right? Supporting each other, right? So we didn't leave any space for the enemy to fit in. We didn't leave any space for societal criticism to fit in, right? We didn't leave any space for the prejudice, the stereotype, the stereotypical reactions people have to say. People have to say about you. Sometimes they don't have no idea what they're talking about. But because we were supporting each other, we didn't leave any space for none of that. Sometimes I don't think we've been taking time to really understand, to really to realize the importance of support that we can receive from each other. When we support each other, it means that the person that you're supporting, can get to a place that that person never dreamed of. The second thing I want to bring to your attention this evening on this segment: when we support each other, we give people a new identity. Sometimes a person can only come to grip with his or her identity because of a support received from somebody. The support that you can give to your brother and your sister is so important. Sometimes you may not receive, maybe it's not received the way that you would have loved it to receive, but you should support each other anyhow. Okay? And for those of you may be questioning, what am I talking about? I'm talking about Black people supporting Black people. I'm talking about Black people now, get caught up and not sign up in the whole survival of the fittest program and just walk on Black people to get to the American dream. I'm talking about supporting your brother and your sister and the struggle that the person is in. Not only talking about it is not supporting. And sometimes we talk about it with everybody but the person themselves. We're talking about the person's struggle with everybody but the person himself. That's not supporting. This is bashing. This is putting somebody down. This is criticizing, right? I think we need to reflect more on how we can support each other. There's a way that God expects. There's a level of support that God expects from one person to another, especially Christians, right? Well, sometimes we use politics to not support each other. Right? Sometimes we use ethics to not support each other. Okay? Another thing I want to touch on this evening: if you are someone listening to me this evening, as we are celebrating Black history, okay? We're not just talking about Black history. We celebrating Black history so we can know where we came from and where we are going. We're not just talking about our history. History is not gonna do. History is just reference, right? So this is Black History Month, right? In America, if you've been living in America, or well, especially in America, if you've been living in America, you know, Black people in America, especially in America, they've been they've been looking with the wrong eyes. Okay. Some people, they would say things about you. For example, I'm Haitian. People would say things about Haitian, and they don't know nothing. They don't even know what they're talking about. That's somebody looking at you with the wrong eye. That's somebody looking at you with the wrong eye. You know what's funny? Sometimes somebody will just define you with the wrong eye. Well, let me talk about the wrong eye. What is the wrong eye I'm talking about? Somebody will just have a misconception of who you are and believe they know who you are. Okay? Somebody would just look at you, not taking the time to get to know you. Right? Then make a conclusion based on that misconception. And the next thing you know, that person will publish a wrong identity of who you are. So my point is, we can't rely. We can listen. You cannot listen to someone who has no idea, someone who does not care to take time to get to know you and to have a good understanding of who you are, and to publish a true picture of who you are. You shouldn't be listening to somebody like that. You shouldn't be paying attention. You shouldn't be paying attention to somebody like that. We should not be listening to somebody who's been looking at us with the wrong eye. Sometimes because you're a Black person, it's funny. I wish I could. One of these days, I would just be very blunt. I know this is real talk, right? You know, people would just look at you. They think, oh, you cannot. This can't be you. Are you sure this is yours? People will just listen to your voice and they make a judgment, right? So if Black people, we come in to support each other, then we would create new identity, new picture for one another. Because life, society, they look for the most part, they look at us as Black people with the wrong eye. They look at us with the wrong eye. The only person that can give us the time that can elevate us, as people, is Black people themselves. You're gonna encounter a lot of Black people this weekend, even right now. You need to let them know that you love them. You need to support them. You need to elevate them. You need to find ways to speak some kind of truth to their identity. Because they not receiving it. They don't receive it from society. We don't receive it from the culture. Because we've been looking at it with the wrong eye. A lot of people are being looked upon with the wrong eye. So, beloved, it is very important to support your brothers and your sisters. If somebody's talking about, oh, this sister is ghetto, well, be careful. You don't jump to that conversation just like that. This is your sister. If somebody's talking about this brother, he's jacked up, he's doing this, doing that, hey, you gotta pick off a different job. This is not supporting. You don't want to join this bandwagon. If we support each other, support is power. But bashing is this deconstructing, deactivating, and it's diminishing, very diminishing. We have to support each other. Let's learn to support each other. Well, if there's anything I think we should really do, we'd really learn during this Black History Month, we need to reflect on supporting each other. That's very important. It's vital, it's important. We need to learn to support each other. Now, I don't think I have all the wisdom to tell you, hey, every way and how to support in every situation. You're gonna have to figure that out. But you need to support each other, right? You need to support each other. You don't just if you're a Black man, you're not trying to look at this Black woman so you can just use her for sex or use her for companion. Well, just use it for sex, right? You're gonna protect that sister, right? Even to the point where you want to pursue a marital relationship with a sister, you have to keep in mind that your first thing is to protect the sister, and it's vice versa. A sister, you're not gonna use that brother. If you are willing to get with that brother, to get together and do something serious with that brother, you need to support that brother, and by being truthful to your life and truthful to that brother. We gotta support each other in every way. Don't let culture and society just activate you to work against your brother as a Black person. You have to support. Now, I'm only saying we have to support each other as Black people because I'm talking about Black. It is Black History Month. Of course, this is what I'm saying is not limited to only Black people. You have to support everybody. But I'm talking specifically. My context is very focused on Black people supporting Black people. Okay? Black people supporting Black people. Well, I don't know. Sometimes you might think it's hard to support a Black person, but it's your job. Well, sometimes it could be hard, but if we learn to meet people where they are at, it's gonna be much easier. But whatever you have to do, we have to support each other. That's the best way to go about it. Whatever discipline that you are in, find a way to support the person next to you, especially each Black person in your life should be not only seeing but receiving your support. Let's support each other. Let's not only talk about each other, right? Let's just support each other. Let's build each other up by supporting each other. This is what God wants for us. Let's stop shooting us. Let's stop shooting ourselves on our own foot. We don't. Black people don't have that many support. Sometimes you're the only person that Black person has as another Black person for support. You can't jeopardize this moment. You can jeopardize this opportunity by talking and bashing instead of supporting. It's a God-given opportunity to be a Black person and to have another Black person to confide in you, and for you to take that for granted. God is not going to be happy about that. For a Black person to choose to confine, to release the hurt and the pain that person is going through, for you not to use that moment seriously, God is not going to be happy about that. As a Black person, for another Black person to come to you is because there's something captivating. There's a level of trust Let's be careful and support instead of going and talk behind the person's back. We have to be careful. I know we want to be a better community. We want to be a better black community. But we have to think about how we support it. Supporting each other is going to be vital in being a better black community. As a person who works with people, there's no such thing as a bad person. People do bad things. But the people themselves, sometimes a person would do something bad because that person is asking for help. That person is in a very tough situation. That person learned the wrong way. So in a case like that, what that person is needing is support. Have you thought about that? Have you thought about how there's somebody out there, there's another black person, if you're a black person listening, there's another black person out there waiting for your support. Just support each other. When black people look out for each other, we become powerful. We become powerful. Together, we are powerful. The world won't know what to do with us when we support each other, when we stick together. Okay? The enemy, you won't know what to do with us when we support each other. Can you imagine, as black people, if we were to support each other in every way, and I'm talking about every way possible, in our churches, supporting, older people supporting the young people instead of just talking about them. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine? Well, I'm not saying it does not exist, but I'm saying I want to see it all over the place. I want to see every black person do it. Just the relationship between older black people and younger black people. If we have each other, if the older generation would support the younger generation instead of, bashing, man, I'm telling y'all, we would have a whole new outcome. So, my friends, I just wanted to come by to let you know how important it is to support each other. Life is tough. Life can be rough, especially for a black person. For another black person to just come and just be silent or just bash or just talk about, another black person's situation, just talk about it, just take it very lightly. That's not wise. We need to do something whenever it's a sister or a brother in a bad position or in a bad situation. Let's support each other. And as we continue to do this, that's my advice to you. I can only advise you to support each other. And I present to you, it's very important. Somebody out there is waiting for your support. All right. May God bless you really good as you look forward to support the next black person, whoever it is, the next black sister and the next black brother. God bless you. Bye-bye.